Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In this short lesson we are going to look at bear off oversights. Now it is quite common in the end game to play too quickly, to switch into a kind of autopilot mode and rip the checkers off without allocating enough time and conscious thought to your decisions. Now nothing is obvious in backgammon. You need to give time to everything, particularly in what look like easy situations. So we're going to look at 4 positions. The first 3 are from money games and the last one is a match play, and you can try to find the correct move. Now, number 1, white to play 6-4. Notice how white has a cube on their side. Now the right move here is 22 to 16, 14, 10, and anything else is an error. And this decision is not trivial. Here green only has 3 checkers left to bear off. So at most he will be off in 2 rolls, maybe even 1 by rolling any of 6 doubles. So here the gammon risk is very high. You can see there that the potential of getting gammoned is above 95% and almost 98% by the second best play. Now, why is 22, 16, 14, 10 correct, resulting in the bottom right position? Well, it's correct because now we have a double 5 to take a checker off and to save the gammon. The second best move, double 5, no longer works. He doesn't take a checker off. So in these positions where the likelihood of getting gammoned is very high, we need to make as many doubles work as possible. If you made the second best play and then were to roll a double 5, which is 1 in 36, but does of course sometimes happen, you would be kicking yourself. Of course, if you were playing for money here at say £20 a point, ask yourself, would you rather lose £40 or £80? And you could even apply this to a 5-point match. Would you rather have 15% winning chances after losing a gammon or 35% winning chances after not losing a gammon? So things like this, rather than just move the checkers where you feel fit, consider which doubles work for you. Adding any roll extra certainly improves your winning chances, even by a very small margin. Now position 2, here white has a 6-1 to play. Green owns the cube. Now of course it's very tempting here to take 2 checkers off and try to win a backgammon if green rolls a small number and cannot extricate that checker from white's homeboard. But the danger of playing 3 off, 1 off, is if green were to then roll a 1, so any 1, which is 11 out of 36 rolls, we would have another checker exposed for green to come back and hit. And of course he owns the cube and could redouble us at a point later in the game. Just think about what would happen in the future. We play 3 off, 1 off, green rolls a 1, then he slots the front of his prime, then we roll a 1 as we enter, then green rolls another 1, and suddenly we have 2 checkers behind green's prime, or maybe 1 checker behind his prime and 1 on the bar, and then he closes us out, and so on and so forth. The best play resulting in the bottom right position is much better, because even if green does roll a 2, which is again 11 in 36 rolls, he cannot pick up a second checker. So the risk of us losing the match is of course a lot lower. And we can see there by the second best play our winning chances reduce by almost 10%, and our opponents go up of course by 10% also. So again, slow down, stop and think before you just take the two checkers off. Now here, white has a 2-1 to play and green owns the cube. White has 4 checkers off already, so how would you play 2-1? Now the right move is not to hit and just take 1 checker off. Now if we were instead to hit and take a checker off to pick and pass, that would be a blunder because we are then giving green 2 extra rolls from the bar. We're giving him any 3 and any 2-1. So 1-2 and 2-1 equaling 13 rolls. So here, because green has a closed home board and he owns the cube, we definitely do not want to give him 2 extra rolls and increase his winning chances from 22 to 26%. So there we can see each extra roll is roughly equivalent to another 2% in winning chances. It's simply better to play 3 off and then hope that green either doesn't hit us or rolls a 6 and gets out of town. And then of course we're free and our winning chances are very high. Here by hitting as well, it's unnecessary because it's very unlikely that we will get a gammon anyway. I mean, what are we hoping to happen? Green is going to enter, of course, with 35 rolls, and then he will be around the board and get 1 off. So the hitting play is simply not necessary here. And the 4th position, which is quite interesting, white has a 5-1 to play, and white is 2 away and green is 5 away in a 5-point match. Now green's front position is completely crunched, so how would you choose to play 5-1 here? Now the right move is to take 2 checkers off, leaving a blot in our home board. Now why are we hoping to do that? What are we expecting? So we can see here that the benefit of the best play is the gammon gain. So if we look at the right hand panel, even though our winning chances have decreased by 4%, our gammons have gone up by 7%. Because here we are hoping that green rolls a 1, hits us, and then we have a chance to pick up his second checker in his home board by rolling a 3. Of course, because we have good distribution of checkers with spares on the 5 and 4 point, we can also hit loose and try to kind of keep him trapped at the front of our prime to pick up the second checker. So rather than cashing this game and only winning a point, it's much better to play on here, trying to pick up the second checker. If things go badly, then we can always cash it at a later point. But here, the smart play, and one very easy to overlook over the board, is to expose a checker on our ace, hope green enters, and pick up the second checker. Also, because green has very poor inflexibility, you can go through some of the rolls to see how badly they play. Now, if green were to enter with, let's say, a 1-4 or a 1-5, then it's going to be dreadful because he's going to have to break his 10 point there and move one of those checkers into the home board, exposing blots all over the place. So that's why the gammon risk is higher. So again, with a little bit of thought and consideration, you can find the best play. And the second best play is almost a blunder. So always think about the match score. Here, of course, this wouldn't be the right play at a different score, but here at 2 away, it's very big to make this play. And of course, offering the cube would only result in 1 point. and, you know, give green still 15% in the match and a foothold. Whereas here you snuff out opposition and win the match. So there we are. There are 4 different bear off positions. Simple things to overlook. My advice is to slow down, be a bit more considerate in thinking about what seems obvious, and good luck. See you over the board. Bye bye.